Most people believe that becoming smart means spending years buried in textbooks, pulling all-nighters, or going through endless school and college. You've probably heard things like, you need to study for hours every day, or only geniuses are naturally smart. But what if I told you that's not true? What if becoming smarter doesn't require a massive time commitment or some secret talent? In fact, becoming smart is easy, actually, and it can start with just 10 minutes a day. That's right. Just 10 focused minutes daily can set you on a path to learning more, thinking better, and solving problems faster. The secret isn't about cramming or memorizing facts. It's about building small, consistent habits that compound over time. Imagine saving just a little money every day. It adds up to a fortune. Learning works the same way. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make those 10 minutes count. You'll learn how to pick the right topics, use active learning techniques, and build a habit that sticks. Most importantly, you'll see why this simple approach beats the overwhelming vague advice you find online. If you've ever felt stuck or thought you don't have enough time to get smarter, this video is for you. Don't miss out on this easy, practical way to boost your brain power, because most people waste hours on distractions and miss this simple secret. Let's dive in. When it comes to becoming smart, there are a lot of myths floating around that can actually hold you back. Let's bust some of the most common ones right now. Myth number 1, you have to be born smart. Many people believe intelligence is something you're either born with or not, that if you didn't get the smart gene, you're out of luck. But science tells us otherwise. Intelligence isn't fixed, it's something you can develop. Your brain is like a muscle that grows stronger the more you use it. This means anyone can get smarter by practicing the right habits. Myth number 2, you need to spend hours studying every day. The idea that you have to dedicate all your free time to learning is intimidating and often discourages people before they even start. But here's the truth, quality beats quantity. It's not about how many hours you put in, but how focused and effective those hours are. Even just 10 minutes of deliberate, focused learning can make a huge difference if done consistently. Myth number 3, school is the only place to get smart. Sure, school teaches you a lot, but it's not the only way to become intelligent. In fact, many successful people credit self-learning, curiosity, and real-world experience as the keys to their smarts. The internet, books, podcasts, and conversations are all powerful tools for learning outside the classroom. Myth number 4, you have to memorize tons of facts to be smart. Being smart isn't about memorizing random trivia or facts. It's about understanding concepts, thinking critically, and applying knowledge in real life. Memorization without context is like knowing the ingredients of a recipe but not knowing how to cook. These myths create unnecessary barriers and make becoming smart seem harder than it really is. The good news, you don't have to buy into any of them. With the right approach, becoming smarter is not only possible, it's easy, actually. Understanding why just 10 minutes a day can make you smarter starts with a bit of brain science. The key concept here is neuroplasticity. The brain has incredible ability to change and adapt throughout your life. Unlike what many people think, your brain isn't fixed after childhood. Every time you learn something new, your brain forms new connections between neurons, strengthening your mental muscles. Think of your brain like a network of roads. When you learn or practice a skill, it's like paving a new road or widening an existing one. The more you use that road, the smoother and faster the traffic flows. But if you don't use it, the road gets bumpy and eventually falls apart. This is why consistent practice, even in small doses, is so powerful. This leads us to the idea of compound learning. Just like compound interest in finance, small regular investments in learning add up exponentially over time. 10 minutes a day might not seem like much, but over weeks, months, and years, it can transform your knowledge and skills dramatically. Imagine reading just one page of a book every day in a year. You'll have read several books without feeling overwhelmed. Another important factor is focused attention. Research shows that the brain learns best when you concentrate fully on a task for a short period, rather than trying to multitask or study for hours with distractions. That's why short, deliberate learning sessions are often more effective than marathon study sessions. There's also the concept of spaced repetition, which means revisiting information at intervals to help your brain retain it longer. Even if you spend only 10 minutes a day, if you review and build on what you learned previously, your brain will lock in that knowledge more securely. Finally, small daily learning fits perfectly with how our motivation works. Big, overwhelming goals can feel discouraging, but small, achievable steps create a sense of progress and momentum. This positive feedback loop keeps you coming back, making learning a habit rather than a chore. So, the science is clear. Your brain thrives on consistent, focused, and manageable learning sessions. 10 minutes a day isn't just easy, it's one of the smartest ways to get smarter. The first step to becoming smarter with just 10 minutes a day is deciding how you're going to spend those 10 minutes. This might sound obvious, but choosing the right focus is crucial. Not all learning is created equal, and the key is to pick something that excites you and fits your goals. Start by asking yourself, what do I want to get smarter about? It could be a skill, a subject, or even a mindset. Maybe you want to improve your communication skills, learn a new language, understand personal finance, or get better at problem solving. Whatever it is, make sure it's something that genuinely interests you. When you're curious or passionate about a topic, your brain is naturally more engaged, making those 10 minutes far more effective. Next, think about the format that works best for you. Some people love reading books or articles, while others prefer watching short videos or listening to podcasts. The great thing about dedicating just 10 minutes is that you can experiment with different formats without feeling overwhelmed. For example, you might read a chapter of a book one day, watch a tutorial the next, and listen to a podcast episode after that. Variety keeps your brain interested and helps you absorb information in different ways. Another important tip is to minimize distractions during your 10 minutes. Turn off notifications, find a quiet spot, and set a timer. This focused environment helps your brain enter a state of deep concentration, which is essential for effective learning. Remember, it's not about multitasking or half paying attention. It's about giving your brain a clear, undivided moment to absorb new information. Finally, use tools and resources that make learning easy and accessible. Apps like Blinkist or Audible can deliver bite-sized knowledge, while websites like Coursera or Khan Academy offer free courses you can dip into. Even a simple notebook or digital note app can help you jot down key points and track your progress. By choosing your focused 10 minutes wisely, you set yourself up for success. This small, intentional block of time becomes a powerful habit that builds your intelligence steadily without feeling like a chore. Now that you've chosen your focused 10 minutes, the next step is to make those minutes count by using active learning techniques. Passive learning, like just reading or watching without engagement, might feel productive, but it's often the least effective way to truly understand and remember new information. Active learning, on the other hand, involves interacting with the material, which helps your brain process and retain knowledge much better. One of the simplest active learning methods is summarizing. After reading a paragraph or watching a short video, pause and try to explain the main idea in your own words. This forces your brain to process the information deeply rather than just skimming over it. You can do this out loud, write it down, or even teach it to someone else. Teaching is especially powerful because it reveals gaps in your understanding and reinforces what you know. Another effective technique is asking questions. Challenge yourself to think critically about what you're learning. Why does this work? How does it connect to what I already know? What are the real-world applications? Asking questions turns learning into a conversation with yourself, making it more engaging and memorable. Practice retrieval is also key. Instead of rereading or rewatching the same material repeatedly, test yourself on what you've learned. This could be as simple as closing the book and recalling key points or using flashcards. Retrieval practice strengthens your memory and helps transfer knowledge from short-term to long-term storage. You can also use mental imagery to visualize concepts or processes. For example, if you're learning about how the brain forms new connections, imagine tiny roads being built and widened inside your head. This kind of visualization makes abstract ideas concrete and easier to remember. Finally, try to apply what you learn immediately. If you're studying a new skill, spend a few minutes practicing it right after your learning session. If it's a concept, think about how it relates to your daily life or work. Application cements knowledge and shows your brain why the information matters. Remember, skipping active engagement means you're wasting your precious 10 minutes. By making your learning active, you turn a small daily habit into a powerful tool for becoming smarter. Actually, now that you know how to choose your focus and use active learning techniques, the most important step is to make your 10-minute learning sessions a consistent habit. Consistency is what turns small efforts into big results over time. Without it, even the best strategies won't help you become smarter. The key to building consistency is to start small and be realistic. 10 minutes might seem easy, but if you try to do too much too soon, you risk burnout or losing motivation. Think of your brain like a muscle. It needs time to adjust to new routines. By committing to just 10 minutes a day, you're setting yourself up for success without overwhelming yourself. One effective way to build this habit is through habit stacking. This means attaching your new learning habit to an existing daily routine. For example, you could decide to spend 10 minutes reading right after your morning coffee or listening to a podcast during your daily walk. Linking your learning to something you already do regularly makes it easier to remember and follow through. Another powerful tool is setting reminders and using timers. Use your phone or a calendar app to schedule your learning time and set an alarm. When the reminder goes off, treat it like an appointment you can't miss. Over time, this will train your brain to expect and prepare for your learning session. It's also important to track your progress. Keeping a simple journal or using a habit tracking app can motivate you by showing how many days in a row you've stuck to your 10-minute goal. Seeing your streak grow creates a sense of accomplishment and encourages you to keep going. Of course, life happens, and you might miss a day or two. Don't let that discourage you. The goal is progress, not perfection. If you slip up, acknowledge it, forgive yourself, and get back on track the next day. Consistency is about the long game. Finally, remind yourself why you started. Visualize the smarter, more confident version of yourself you're becoming. This mental image will fuel your motivation and help you push through moments of doubt or laziness. By making your 10-minute learning sessions a daily habit, You're harnessing the power of consistency, the secret ingredient that makes becoming smart easy. Actually, even with the best plan, staying consistent with your 10-minute learning habit isn't always easy. You'll face challenges like boredom, distractions, or feeling like you're not making progress. The good news is, these obstacles are normal and there are simple ways to overcome them. First, boredom can sneak in when the material feels repetitive or too difficult. To fight this, mix up your learning formats. Switch between reading, videos, podcasts, or interactive apps. Variety keeps your brain engaged and makes learning feel fresh. Also, choose topics that genuinely interest you. Passion is a powerful motivator. Distractions are another common hurdle. Phones, social media, and noisy environments can pull your attention away. To combat this, create a dedicated learning space where you can focus. Turn off notifications and use apps that block distractions during your 10 minutes. Remember, quality beats quantity. Focused learning is far more effective than multitasking. Sometimes, you might feel discouraged because progress seems slow. This is where a growth mindset comes in. Understand that learning is a journey, and setbacks are part of the process. Celebrate small wins, like finishing a chapter or mastering a concept. Tracking your progress visually, such as with a habit tracker or journal, can boost motivation by showing how far you've come. Accountability can also help. Share your goals with a friend or join a community of learners. Having someone to check in with or learn alongside makes it easier to stay on track. Finally, remind yourself of the bigger picture why you started this journey. Visualize the smarter, more confident youth that's just around the corner. This vision will keep you motivated when the going gets tough. Remember, challenges don't mean failure. They're just bumps on the road to becoming smarter actually. To wrap up, becoming smarter doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. By dedicating just 10 focused minutes a day, choosing topics that excite you, using active learning techniques, and building a consistent habit, you can make real, lasting progress. Remember, it's not about cramming or being perfect. It's about small, steady steps that add up over time. You've learned that the brain thrives on consistent, focused effort, and that even a short daily practice can create powerful changes. You've also seen how to overcome common challenges and stay motivated on this journey. Now, the only thing left is to start. So, here's your challenge. Pick your first 10-minute learning session today. Whether it's reading a page, watching a short video, or practicing a new skill, take that first step. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The best time to get smarter is right now. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future tips on making life easier and better. Share your learning goals in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're reworking on. Remember, becoming smart is easy, actually, and it starts with just 10 minutes a day.